Chosen ones, your insane superpower is waiting. Don't delay to activate. Let me ask you something right away. Have you ever felt like you were different? Like there's something about you that doesn't quite fit into the world you see around you? Maybe it's subtle, like a quiet nudge in the back of your mind. Or maybe it's loud, like an undeniable knowing that you're here for something greater, something bigger than the mundane routines of life. If you've ever felt this way, even for just a fleeting moment, then listen carefully. You are one of the chosen ones. This is not a coincidence. This is not a mistake. This is your sign. And today we're going to unlock the superpower that's been lying dormant within you, the one you've been waiting to activate your entire life. Now, I know what you might be thinking, chosen ones. Superpower. This sounds like something out of a movie, but pause for a second and think about this. Every great story, every legend, every hero's journey starts with someone ordinary realizing they've been chosen for something extraordinary. And here's the kicker, those stories aren't fiction. They're reflections of a deeper truth, a truth about human potential, about your potential. The only difference is, most people never realize it. Most people never wake up to it. But you, right here, right now, you're listening to this for a reason. You're already waking up. The question is, will you take the next step? Before we dive into what this superpower is and how to activate it, let's talk about why most people never do. Think about the world we live in. It's noisy, chaotic, and full of distractions. We're constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and expectations. From the moment we're born, we're handed a script: go to school, get a job, make money, retire, and hope you've lived a life that made sense. But deep down, you've always known that script wasn't written for you, haven't you? You've always known there's something more. That feeling, the one you've been trying to ignore, or rationalize, or maybe even suppress, that's your superpower trying to wake you up. That's the universe tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, it's time.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
But here's the thing about waking up: it's not comfortable. It's messy, it's confusing, and it's scary. Because to awaken to your superpower, you have to let go of everything you've been told about who you are and what you're supposed to be. You have to step into the unknown. And let me tell you, there's a reason most people avoid it. It's easier to stay asleep. It's easier to follow the script. But let me ask you this: if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that you had the power to change your life, to change the world, would you still choose the easy path? Or would you take the leap? I'm going to tell you something now that might shake you a little. The superpower I'm talking about isn't something external. It's not a magic wand or a hidden talent you've been waiting to discover. It's you. It's who you already are, beneath all the layers of fear, doubt, conditioning, and limitation. Your superpower is your ability to align with the deepest truth of who you are and to express that truth unapologetically in the world. It's your ability to create, to heal, to transform, to inspire. And the only thing standing between you and that power is you. Let's break this down. Every chosen one has to face a moment of reckoning, a moment when they realize they can no longer hide from their true nature. This moment is often triggered by a crisis, a challenge, or a deep sense of dissatisfaction with life. Sound familiar? Maybe you've been through something recently that's shaken you to your core. Maybe you've lost something or someone that you thought you couldn't live without. Maybe you've reached a point where the life you've been living just doesn't make sense anymore. Whatever it is, I want you to know this: that moment wasn't a setback. It was a wake-up call. It was the universe saying, it's time to remember who you are. But here's the challenge: most people don't recognize the wake-up call for what it is. They mistake it for bad luck or failure or punishment. They get stuck in the pain, in the fear, in the story of what they've lost. And in doing so, they miss the opportunity to rise. So let me ask you, what if everything you've been through, every heartbreak, every failure, every moment of doubt was actually preparing you for this moment? What if all of it was leading you here to the realization that you are so much more than you've been told? You see, the chosen ones are not chosen because they're special or better than anyone else. They're chosen because they've been through the fire. They've been tested. They've been broken open. And in that breaking, they've been given a gift, the gift of clarity, of vision, of purpose. But here's the thing: that gift doesn't activate itself. You have to choose it. You have to claim it. You have to step into it fully and completely, without hesitation or doubt. And that's where most people falter. They hesitate. They doubt. They wait for permission, for validation, for someone else to tell them it's okay to step into their power. But let me tell you something: no one is coming to give you permission. No one is coming to save you, because you don't need saving. You need to remember. You need to wake up.so. How do you do it? How do you activate this insane superpower that's been waiting for you? The first step is simple, but it's not easy. You have to get quiet. You have to stop running from yourself. You have to turn inward and face the truth of who you are. And let me warn you, it's not going to be comfortable. Because when you strip away all the distractions, all the noise, all the masks you've been wearing, what you're left with is raw, unfiltered truth. And that truth might scare you. It might challenge everything you thought you knew about yourself. But it's also where your power lies. It's where your freedom lies. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, who am I really? Not who the world says I am. Not who I've been pretending to be. But who am I at my core? Sit with that question. Let it sink in and notice what comes up. Maybe it's a memory, or a feeling, or a whisper of something you've been trying to ignore. Whatever it is, don't judge it. Don't push it away. Just be with it. That's the first step to awakening your power, learning to be with yourself, fully and completely, without judgment or resistance. This is where the journey begins. This is the moment you start to reclaim your power, to remember who you are, to step into the truth of your being. And let me tell you, once you take this first step, there's no going back. Because once you've tasted the truth, once you've glimpsed the depth of your own potential, you'll never be satisfied with anything less. You'll never settle for the small, limited version of yourself that the world tried to sell you. You'll know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that you are here for something extraordinary. So here's my question for you: are you ready? Are you ready to step into the unknown, to face the truth of who you are, to claim the power that's been waiting for you all along? Or will you turn away, back to the comfort of what's familiar, even if it's not fulfilling? The choice is yours. But know this: the world is waiting for you. The world needs you, and your time is now. Unlocking the gate, the courage to step into your power. You've felt the call. You've heard the whispers. And now, here you are, standing at the gate of something extraordinary. But let me tell you a truth about gates like this: they don't open for those who hesitate. They don't swing wide for those who wait for certainty or cling to fear. They only open for those who are willing to step forward, even when they don't know what lies beyond. So let me ask you, as you stand here, are you ready to step through? Are you ready to unlock the gate and claim the superpower that's been waiting for you? We've all been conditioned to believe that power is something external, something you achieve, something you gain through status, wealth, or recognition. But real power, the kind we're talking about here, is none of those things. Real power is internal. It's quiet but unshakable. It's not something you acquire, it's something you uncover. And here's the most profound truth: the power you're searching for is already within you. It's been there all along. The only thing keeping it locked away is your fear of stepping into it. Why are we afraid of our own power? Think about this for a moment. What scares you more, the possibility of failure or the possibility of success? Most people think it's failure that holds them back, but if you look deeper, you'll find that what truly terrifies us is the thought of stepping into our full potential. Why? Because stepping into your power means taking full responsibility for your life. It means letting go of the excuses, the blame, the stories you've told yourself about why you can't or why you're not ready. And that's hard. It's easier to stay small. It's easier to stay in the comfort zone, even when that comfort zone is slowly suffocating you. But let me tell you something: staying small doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve the people around you. And it doesn't serve the world. You were not born to play small. You were not born to shrink into the shadows of your potential. You were born to shine, to expand, to create, to inspire. And the moment you stop resisting your power and start embracing it, you'll realize that the fear was never about the power itself, it was about the responsibility that comes with it. Because stepping into your power means stepping into your purpose. It means becoming the person you were always meant to be. And that is both the most terrifying and the most liberating thing you will ever do. So how do you do it? How do you unlock the gate and step into your power? The answer is simple, but profound. You have to choose it. You have to make a conscious decision to say yes to your potential, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's scary, even when you don't feel ready. Because here's the secret: you'll never feel ready. There will never be a perfect moment. There will always be doubts, fears, and reasons to wait. But the chosen ones, the ones who activate their superpower and transform their lives, don't wait. They act. They take the leap, even when it feels like the ground might give way beneath them. And in doing so, they discover that the ground was never the source of their stability. Their power was. One of the greatest keys to unlocking your power is learning to trust yourself. Trust is the foundation of everything. Without it, you'll second-guess every decision, every step, every opportunity. But when you trust yourself, when you trust your intuition, your instincts, your inner guidance, you become unstoppable. You stop looking for answers outside of yourself and start realizing that you already have everything you need within you. And that realization is what transforms fear into courage, doubt into confidence, and hesitation into action. Let me share something deeply practical with you. The next time you feel fear rising up, the fear of stepping into your power, of being seen, of taking a risk, pause for a moment and ask yourself this question: what am I really afraid of? Not on the surface, but at the deepest level. Am I afraid of failing? Or am I afraid of what success might require of me? Am I afraid of rejection? Or am I afraid of the responsibility that comes with being truly seen? Sit with this question. Be honest with yourself. And then remind yourself of this: fear is not a stop sign. Fear is a doorway. And every time you walk through it, you expand, you grow, you unlock another layer of your power. As you stand at this gate, know that stepping through doesn't mean you'll have all the answers or that the path ahead will be easy. It won't be. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But every step you take will bring you closer to the truth of who you are. And that truth, that alignment with your authentic self, is the greatest superpower you will ever possess. So again, I ask you, are you ready to unlock the gate? Are you ready to say yes to your power, to your purpose, to the life you were born to live, because the gate is waiting, the key is in your hands, and the time to step through is now. The awakening within, tapping into the infinite power of your true self. You've taken the first step. You're standing on the edge of transformation, and the door to your potential is beginning to open. But here's the thing about unlocking your power: it doesn't happen all at once. It's not like flipping a switch. It's more like a slow, steady awakening, a peeling back of layers, a gradual unveiling of the infinite power within you. And this part of the journey, the awakening within, is where everything begins to shift. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly listened to yourself? Not the voice of doubt, not the voice of fear, not the noise of the world telling you who you should be or what you should do, but you, the voice of your soul, the voice of your intuition, the voice of the part of you that knows exactly who you are and why you're here. For most of us, that voice has been drowned out for so long that we barely recognize it anymore. But it's still there, waiting for you to tune in, waiting for you to remember. Here's the truth: the power you're seeking is not something you have to chase. It's not something you have to earn or achieve. It's already inside you. It always has been. But we've been taught to look everywhere except within. We've been taught to search for validation, success, and fulfillment in the external world, in money, in relationships, in accomplishments. And while those things can bring temporary satisfaction, they can never fill the void that only your true self can fill. The awakening begins when you stop looking outside and start turning inward. When you realize that the answers you've been searching for have been within you all along. But this kind of awakening doesn't come without resistance. The moment you start to connect with your true self, the ego, the part of you that's attached to fear, control, and limitation, will fight back. It will tell you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that this whole idea of a superpower is just a fantasy. It will try to pull you back into the comfort zone, because the ego thrives on playing small. And this is where the real work begins: learning to recognize the voice of the ego for what it is, an illusion, a shadow, and choosing, again and again, to align with the voice of your higher self. So how do you do this? How do you tune out the noise of the ego and tune into the truth of who you are? The answer is deceptively simple: presence. The more present you become, the more connected you are to your true self. Because your true self doesn't exist in the past or the future. It exists here, now, in this moment. When you're fully present, when you're not lost in thoughts about what was or what might be, you access the infinite well of power that resides within you. Here's a practice you can try right now. Close your eyes if it feels right and take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs and then exhale slowly. Do it again, but this time let your attention settle into your body. Feel your heartbeat. Feel the weight of your body on the surface beneath you. Notice the sensations in your hands, your feet, your chest. And as you do this, ask yourself what is true right now. Not what your mind is telling you, not the stories or the fears, but what is real in this exact moment. Maybe you'll notice a sense of stillness or warmth, or even just the simple rhythm of your breath. Whatever it is, let it anchor you to the present. This is where your power lives. This is where your awakening begins. The more you practice presence, the more you'll notice a shift. You'll start to feel a sense of clarity, a sense of alignment. And with that clarity comes a deeper understanding of your superpower, what it is, and how it's meant to be expressed in the world. Because here's the thing: your power isn't just for you. It's not meant to be hoarded or hidden. It's meant to be shared. It's meant to create, to inspire, to heal. And the more you align with your true self, the more naturally your power will flow into everything you do. But there's another piece to this, and it's one that many people overlook. Awakening your power isn't just about connecting with yourself. It's also about connecting with something greater than yourself. Call it the universe, call it source, call it God, whatever resonates with you. When you awaken to your true self, you also awaken to the realization that you are not separate from the greater whole. You are a part of something vast, something infinite, something divine. And that connection is where your superpower becomes limitless. Because when you tap into the infinite energy of the universe, there is nothing you cannot create, nothing you cannot overcome, nothing you cannot become. So let me ask you, are you willing to awaken? Are you willing to let go of the stories and limitations that have kept you small? Are you willing to turn inward, to face yourself, to reconnect with the infinite power within you? Because this is the moment. This is the awakening. And once you open that door, there's no going back. You'll see the world and yourself with new eyes. You'll feel a sense of purpose and possibility that you never thought possible. And you'll know, without a doubt, that you are one of the chosen ones. The infinite ripple sharing your superpower with the world you've awakened. You've stepped through the gate, peeled back the layers, and glimpsed the vast reservoir of power within you. But here's the truth about this journey: the awakening is not the end. It's the beginning. Your power isn't meant to remain hidden inside you like a secret treasure. It's meant to move through you, to ripple outward and touch everything and everyone around you. Because your power, your purpose, your unique essence, it's not just for you. It's for the world. Think about this for a moment. What happens when one person steps into their truth? What happens when one person fully embodies their power? It creates a ripple. It inspires others to wake up, to remember, to step into their own potential. That's the beauty of this journey. It's not just about your transformation, it's about the transformation you ignite in others. And that's what makes you, as one of the chosen ones, so vital. The world doesn't need more people playing small. It needs people like you, people who are willing to rise, to shine, to lead by example. But how do you share your superpower with the world? How do you take this infinite energy within you and channel it into something tangible, something meaningful? The answer lies in alignment. When you're aligned with your true self, everything you do becomes an expression of your power. It doesn't matter what path you choose, whether you're an artist, a teacher, a healer, an entrepreneur, or something entirely unique. What matters is that you bring your whole self to whatever you do, that you let your light shine through your work, your relationships, your actions, your words. And here's the secret: you don't have to know the entire plan. You don't have to have it all figured out. All you have to do is take the next step. Follow the nudge, the inspiration, the quiet pull of your intuition. Trust that as you move forward, the path will reveal itself. Because when you're aligned with your power, the universe works with you, not against you. Doors open, opportunities arise, synchronicities appear. And suddenly you find yourself exactly where you're meant to be. But let me ask you something: what will you do with this power? How will you use it to create, to heal, to inspire? This is the deeper calling of the chosen ones. It's not just about personal transformation, it's about using that transformation to uplift others, to make an impact, to leave the world better than you found it. And here's the truth: you don't have to change the entire world to make a difference. Sometimes the smallest acts of authenticity, kindness, and courage create the biggest ripples. Imagine this: what if your courage to pursue your dreams inspires someone else to pursue theirs? What if your willingness to speak your truth gives someone else the permission to speak theirs? What if the way you live your life becomes a beacon for others, a reminder of what's possible? That's the power of the ripple effect. That's the gift you carry within you. And as you let your light shine, you unconsciously give others permission to do the same. But let me warn you, the world will test you. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the old patterns and fears try to pull you back. There will be people who don't understand your journey, who question your choices, who try to dim your light. And in those moments, you'll face the ultimate challenge. Will you shrink back, or will you rise even higher? Will you stand firm in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable? Because here's the thing about being a chosen one, it's not always easy, but it's always worth it. So, as we come to the end of this journey, I leave you with this: your superpower is not something you need to earn or prove. It's already yours. Your only job is to honor it, to trust it, to share it. The world is waiting for you, not the version of you that's trying to fit in or play it safe, but the real you, the powerful, limitless, authentic you. And when you step into that truth, when you share your light freely and unapologetically, you become a force of nature. You become unstoppable. You become the ripple that changes everything. Now, the question remains, what will you do with this gift? How will you use this power to create your masterpiece, to live your purpose, to inspire a world that's hungry for the light only you can bring? The time is now. The world needs you, and your infinite ripple is waiting to begin.